Hello, my name is Clayton Brascoupe. I live here in Tesuque Pueblo, northern New Mexico, and I'm program director for the Traditional Native American Farmers Association. These are all hand-planted fields, and this is an old variety of white corn. We'll make pasoli, which is processed corn, make soup out of it. We may make some chicos out of this that we roast it before when it's milky and then dehydrate it. So there's a lot of different things we can do with this one particular corn. And again, there's some things that we began to learn as a young family how to do these things, and there isn't too many other people that have remembered how to do these things. So we're teaching that to our own children, but all those people that would care to learn. And our grandfathers, our grandmothers, our ancestors, this is what they left for us, and they left a good life for us, and it's up to us to learn those things and apply it to our lives and teach our children and grandchildren. This is our medicine for us. So we do a lot of workshops, we do a lot of education, we go out into communities that invite us to talk about farming and healthy living and healthy eating. We try to get it out there as much as possible. We get invited from different communities. We also invite people to our community. Yesterday we had a health fair and we talked about these things all day yesterday. And a lot of the workshops we do get other indigenous peoples from other states in the United States. We get people from other countries. We get students from different indigenous communities in Canada, Mexico, Central America, and we've had students as far away as Brazil. So we try to get out there as much as possible, but we also try to bring people here so they can actually see what we're trying to achieve. Not just as us as an association, but us as communities. That's the work is more community based.
I guess at the time when I was invited to go, I kind of didn't know what I was walking into. I just knew that it was related to Native American culture and traditional ways of life. And it was kind of like an escape of leaving LA and kind of going somewhere else and learning with other folks. At the end of the journey, what I realized was that I got a lot more of kind of like of an awakening, you could say, because I realized that I didn't have to fulfill that American dream that I kind of grew up with, thinking rather like I had tools, resources, knowledge, a community that now I could utilize to support me in building what that dream then was for me rather than someone else's dream. And I think when meeting Clayton and all of the other individuals, I realized that these were people who were actually trying to practice what they were teaching, and that there was many people like him whom I could look up to and feel inspired by. So that's kind of what the experience was in a nutshell. It was just like an awakening that there was so much more and that I could do it myself.
I was able to talk with a lot of older farmers when I was younger, a lot of native farmers, and I asked them about farming or gardening and things like that. And without fail, the very first thing that they discussed was about how people would support and help each other, how the community worked as a unit to help each other in whatever activity it was planting or harvesting or whatever. And I always thought that was something that I wanted to experience. And I got to experience it a little bit when I was younger, but again, it was sort of declining and disintegrating at that time. But I wanted that for my children. I wanted them to live in a community where people cared for one another and supported one another and loved each other. And that's what I wanted for them. And so when I and my wife got married, we started that. We started learning from the older farmers, helping them, but also we started planting our own crops in our own fields and teaching our children how to do that, to help each other, to care for one another, and to grow those things, but also to share those things. When our children were smaller, when we did have surplus, we gave it to the elders in our communities first. We actually give it to our children and tell them to take it to different families so they learn that. So that's why I want for myself and for my children to have a healthy life, a healthy body, and a healthy community.